कीटिनीं ब्रह्मराजर्षिरत्नाढ्यां वन्दे भारतमातरम्. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hi, my dear young friends. You have been listening to talks on various topics like Guru Tattva, influence of teacher, ideal student, etc., as mentioned by Sri Prasad, by very eminent speakers to which galaxy I do not belong to. The topics given to me today are displayed on the screen. Can you move to the next slide, sir? Displayed on the screen and are comparatively quite simple. So that list of first slide, yes, this one, right. Comparatively quite simple. Hope all of you will enjoy this session. As I have been observing in the previous sessions, all of you are very smart kids and are very well informed. Your questions have been very relevant, interesting, and reflects your understanding. I am here to share a few of my thoughts on these topics in a simple way and try to keep it interesting. Next slide, sir. So, let us begin with our first topic, Adi Shankaracharya. Let us offer our salutation at the feet of this Guru of Gurus. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Next slide, sir. In the last session, we heard the famous Guru Parampara Stotra with beautiful explanation and meaning by Sri Karthik. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Here, in the first line of our salutations, start from Adi Guru Sadashiva or Dakshinamurti to Shankara Bhagavat Padacharya. The second line says Asmadacharya Paryantam. Who are these Asmadacharya Paryantam? Let us see in the next slide. These gurus are those teachers who have continued the teachings of Shankara Bhagavad Pada to the people at large. Swami Vivekananda, Swami Ramatirtha, and Swami Chinmayananda are prominent among them. While Vivekananda gave eloquent speeches and wrote many books, Ramatirtha demonstrated how to live like an Advaitin and brought the teachings of Shankara to the common man with mathematical precision and short stories. Hence, he is popularly known as Practical Vedantin. He propagated Advaita Siddhanta taught by Shankara to the world with his talks. Later, Swami Chinmayananda took it on himself to take the doctrine of Advaita to the people with his profound talks. Our country has seen many such Mahatmas who have contributed in this regard. In the present times, Swami Paramarthananda, whose teachings we at Param Vedanta are following, Swami Brahmananda, Swami Anubhavananda, Swami Chidananda, and our own Guru Dr. Timmappa Hegde have all been the torchbearers of Shankara's teachings. There are many others who also are engaged in this great mission. Let's go back to Shankaracharya. Next slide, sir. We are seeing another Guru Parampara Stuti in this slide. Narayanam Padmabhuvam Vasishtham Shaktincha Tatputrancha Parasharancha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindram Atha Asya Shishyam. This stuti also gives us the great lineage of Adi Shankara, which you have heard in detail from Dr. Ravi Shankar sir in the second session of this Kishora Bharati series. Shankara is the third in the Acharya Parampara. The invaluable contribution of Shankara is that he re-established the supremacy of Vedas and the holy scriptures of our Sanatana Dharma and propounded Advaita Siddhanta. Let us briefly run through the life and times of Adi Shankaracharya. Next slide, sir. As we saw in the previous slide, he was the Shishya of Govinda Padacharya in the divine lineage. Shankara was born in 788 CE in Kaladi in the state of Kerala to Aryamba and Shivaguru. At the age of 5, Upanayana meant sannyasa. At the age of 8, meets his Guru Govinda Padacharya on the banks of Narmada river. At the age of 12, starts writing his bhashyas as per the orders of his Guru. Wrote commentaries elucidating the subtle meanings hidden in the teachings of scriptures. At the age of 16, he dropped his pen, having completed writing all the major treatises. From 16 to 32, went forth, traveling across the length and breadth of ancient India, bringing to the hearts of the masses the life-giving message of Vedas. established 4 Amnayapitas across Bharat. At the age of 32, disappeared in Kedarnath in the year 820 C. Next slide, sir. Now, we enter the second topic of the day, Kanakadhara Stotra. Among 72 devotional and meditative hymns, Kanakadhara Stotra is one of his early compositions. He composed this even before he attained the age of 8. Kanakadhara means stream, dhara of gold, Kanaka. Kanakadhara Stotram is hymn, stotra, and consists of 21 stanzas praising goddess Lakshmi, only who can change one's destiny or fortunes. There is a story behind this composition. Next slide. One day, young Bala Shankara was on Bhiksha for alms to prepare his lunch and happened upon the doorstep of a very poor Brahmin lady. Having nothing edible in her home, the lady frantically searched her house only to find a single amla gooseberry fruit, which then hesitatingly offered to Shankara. Shankara was so moved by the incredible kindness and selflessness of this woman that he burst forth into a poetry and sang 21 stanzas in praise of goddess Lakshmi. The beautiful composition begins like this. Vande Vandaru Mandara Mindira Nanda Kandalam Amandananda Sandoha Bandhuram Sindhurananam Angam Hare Pulaka Bhushanam Ashrayanti Brunganganena Mukula Tamalam Angi Krutakila Vibhuti Prapangalila Mangalya Dastu Mama Mangala Devataya, and it goes on. Next slide, sir. Pleased by the beauty and power of the hymn, the goddess appeared before him and asked him why he had remembered. Shankara pleaded with the goddess to reverse the fortunes of this lady's family by granting her riches. Shankara implored the goddess that the lady's act of absolute selflessness should absolve her of her sins of the past, if any. Goddess Lakshmi was so pleased that she instantly showered the lady's house with gooseberries made of pure gold. Just like Shankara rained golden gooseberries in that old lady's house, he rained the golden knowledge in the society before he disappeared in the mountains of Himalaya behind the temple of Kedarnath. Now, you would be thinking, what is the significance of Shankara's philosophy? And what exactly is the teaching of Shankaracharya? How relevant is his teaching for today, for tomorrow, and for centuries to come? Let us try to address this and understand in as simple manner as possible. Next slide, sir. Shankara composed 72 devotional and meditative hymns like Saundarya Lahari. Can we go to next slide, sir? NP, sir?
So did that come?
No, sir. Yes, that's come. Thank you. Shankara composed 72 devotional and meditative hymns like Saundarya Lahari, Shivananda Lahari, Nirvana Shatkam, and Manisha Panchakam. He also wrote 18 commentaries on the major scriptural texts, including the Brahma Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, and 12 major Upanishads. He also authored 23 books on the fundamentals of the Advaita Vedanta philosophy, which expound the principles of non-dual Brahma. These include Viveka Chudamani, Atmabodha, Vakya Vritti, Upadesha Sahasri, among others. Shankara Bhagavad-pada's main teaching is Advaita Siddhanta. Without going into the technicalities, let us try to understand what it means in the simple terms. To understand Advaita philosophy of Shankara, we need to know the 3 types of bhaktis. Ekarupa Bhakti. When we were young kids like you, we were told that the God is sitting far away in Vaikuntha, Kailasa, Satyaloka, and Devalokas, is all powerful and seeing everything. He may be Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Sharada, Hanuman, Durga, Ganapati, etc. God will be pleased when we praise him or her and do puja, etc. We humans are also like that. When someone praises us, we'll be happy and good to whoever appreciates us. Also, since that deity is watching all our actions, we tend to be sweet in our talk and good in our deeds. Next slide, sir. Now we'll come to Aneka Rupa Bhakti or Vishwarupa Bhakti. Next slide, sir. When we are a little grown up, we are told that God doesn't reside only in far-off places like Vaikuntha or Kailasa, but all over the world in various forms. So, see him in mountains, rivers, plants and trees, books, temple, etc. This is further extended to animals. Mother, father, teacher, food are all gods. So love them. We develop gratitude towards them for all they do and love them with bhakti. Sri Krishna shows this Vishwarupa, his Vishwarupa, and says he is the creator of the entire world. The world is within him and he is present in all beings, and hence he is called Vasudeva, meaning one who resides in the entire universe. Vasanti asmin bhutani iti vasuhu. This will enable us to see divinity in everything. We develop an attitude of gratitude towards everything. We don't hurt animals, don't waste food, don't throw books. We treat our parents, teachers, elders as God and love them with reverence. We treat our brothers, sisters, and friends with love. Next slide, sir. Now we'll come to Arupa Bhakti. Arupa is God without form, and that formless God, also called consciousness, is in every being. To tell you with a simple example, you're seeing number of balloons on the screen. You know that there is air in each of the balloon. If you pierce the balloons with a needle, the air inside each of the balloon will come out and merge with the air in the atmosphere. Now, can you tell me if you can differentiate the airs that have come out of different balloons? The answer is obviously no, isn't it? So, there is no difference between the air inside the balloon and the air outside the atmosphere, in the atmosphere. Exactly. In the same manner, the God or consciousness in all beings is one principle. Children, for the time being, forget about this Arupa Bhakti. Just remember that God is everywhere and in everything. When you grow up, you will understand this. Next slide, sir. I will tell you a short story narrated by Swami Ramatirtha. A couple living in the forest finds a child and takes it to their house and bring it up. Days, months, and years rolled out, and the child grew up as a young boy. The boy was, of course, taken care of, loved by his guardians, but one question haunting him was his identity. Who am I? Was the nagging question in his mind. One day, a few soldiers, accompanied by the minister of that kingdom, were roaming in that forest, searching for something intensely. While searching, they find this boy and ask him who was he. He had no answer as he did not know who he was. The minister meets his guardians and learns how they were, how and where they found the child. He is now convinced about the identity of the boy to declare, "My dear boy, you are the prince of this kingdom." Children, we are all like that boy who did not know who he was. We do not know our real nature and are in the belief that we are this body and this persona we are identified with. But we are that Nitya Shuddha Atma. This is what Shankara Bhagavad did, like that minister in the story. He proclaimed that you are that God. Tattvamasi, you are that. We all think that we are all mortals, but Shankara taught us with conviction that we are all that immortal Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Children, God is a means to fulfill your needs when He is far away. You love Him, worship Him because He satisfies your wants. God is the means and your wants is the goal. Similarly, you love your parents, teachers, and others in return to what they do for you. So, this love hovers around you and you only. None of us love anybody or anything more than ourselves. Hope you agree with me. That means I love myself more than God who is away from me. But when I realize that I myself is that God, what happens? My love towards that God who is I myself will be supreme and nothing to beat that. The scene changes now. I will do everything for the sake of God only. God becomes the goal and everything else becomes the means because God is myself. This is the effect of Shankara's teaching of Aham Brahmasmi. Next slide. Now, we get into the third topic of the day, Sri Sureshwaracharya. Vishvam Maya Mayatvena Rupitam Yat Prabodhataha Vishwancha Yat Swarupam Tam Vartikacharyam Ashraye. Sri Sureshwaracharya was a great scholar and a philosopher of repute. He was the first Pidadipati of Dakshinamnaya Sringeri Sharada Pitam, established by Sri Shankara Bhagavad. Sri Sureshwaracharya's contribution to Indian philosophy in general and Advaita Vedanta in particular was both substantial and enduring. While his master Shankara propounded the essentials of Vedanta, Sureshwara reinforced by setting at rest all talk of diverse interpretations in his preceptor's writing. Let's bow with reverence to this noble disciple of a great Guru. The story of how Shankara met his disciple Sureshwara is quite interesting. For that, we have to walk with the master. At 16, he embarks on his Digvijaya Yatra to confront the various proponents of different Siddhanta, defeats all of them convincingly, and establishes Advaita philosophy. In the course of his sojourn, he meets his first disciple Sanandana at Kashi, who is later named Padmapadacharya. You will learn more about this great Shishya in the forthcoming session by Dr. Sundar. During his journey, Sri Shankara Bhagavad heard of Kumarila Bhatta, the leader of one of the two branches of the Purva Mimamsa school of philosophy. According to Kumarila Bhatta, the Vedas are eternal like the world. When Shankara meets Kumarila Bhatta, he was on the verge of immolating himself in a fire of husk as a penance. Bhagavad requests Kumarila Bhatta to come out and argue with him. Kumarila Bhatta explained that in deference to the Vedic injunctions, the act of immolation should not be stopped in the middle as he had to purify himself according to his own convictions. Kumarila Bhatta, however, requested Sri Bhagavad to go to Mahishmatipura to meet his disciple Mandana Mishra and win him over to Advaita. He also added that the superiority of the Advaita doctrine will be revealed to the world if Mandana Mishra gets defeated in the combat of logic. He also described Mandana Mishra as the dearest of his disciples and a great scholar in all branches of learning. Bhagavad blesses Kumarila Bhatta and leaves to Mahishmatipura, which was an important town located in Magadha Empire. Contrary to the normal course of a disciple seeking a guru to earn his grace by devotion, loyalty, and service, it was Sri Bhagavad who went to Mahishmatipura in search of a disciple. Next slide, sir. It was like a royal palace because of Mandana Mishra's affluence. His father Himamitra was an honored Pandit in the court of Kashmir kings. He belonged to Kannauj Gauda Brahmin community. Mandana Mishra received the best of traditional training at the feet of Kumarila Bhatta and perfected his scholarship. He settled at Mahishmatipura as a householder with his wife Ubhaya Bharati. She was the daughter of learned and pious Vishnumitra living on the banks of Sonabhadra river. Mandana Mishra and Ubhaya Bharati were an ideal couple, each of them equal to the other in all branches of learning. Ethical character and strict observation of Vedic injunctions. Ubhaya Bharati was supposed to be an avatar of goddess of learning Saraswati Devi, as Mandana Mishra was supposed to be an avatar of Brahma. His scholarship and the reverence in which he was held earned him the honorific epithet of Mandana Mishra. His real name was Vishwarupa. When Bhagavad reached the residence of Mandana Mishra in Mahishmatipura, the doors were closed and Shankara gate crashes in the mansion with his extraordinary yogic powers. Mandana Mishra, who had an innate dislike to sannyasins, was visibly annoyed seeing the one of its kind, and that too when he was performing a shraddha. But Bhagavad had firmly decided to redeem Mandana Mishra from the rigidity of dogmatic ritualism. After some initial skirmishes, both of them settled down for a polemical debate. One, a doyen of Purva Mimamsa, who believed only the Vedas, and the other, a young challenger from Uttara Mimamsa, who was championing the existence of Brahman, who is beyond Vedas. The debate was scheduled to begin the next day. Both Bhagavad the young sannyasi, and Mandana Mishra, the elderly grihastha, agreed upon the erudite Ubhaya Bharati, wife of Mandana Mishra, to be the judge. It was an acknowledgement of their confidence in her impartiality and appreciation of her wisdom and scholarship. She was the only scholar available who could follow the disputants in their flight to sublime heights. Ubhaya Bharati was also a dutiful housewife who had to attend to her household chores of preparing and serving food to all, apart from listening to the arguments of both with rapt attention. The debate went on for 8 days without hindrance to their daily rituals, rest, and other exigencies. Both of them were given a garland of flower with the understanding that the person whose garland faded away first was the person vanquished. To make the dispute more purposeful, they agreed to a wager. The person boasted in the debate should become the disciple and accept the ashrama way of life of the victor. As the debate progressed, the garland of Mandana Mishra found fading as he found the weight of truth in the argument of Shankara and was convinced of the superiority of doctrine of Bhagavad Pada. He fell prostrate before Sri Bhagavad Pada, touched his feet, and said in a trembling voice, O teacher of the world, pardon me and my audacity. I have offended you for these 8 days. Hold your fury, O Jagat Guru, and shower your grace on this humble servant. Bharati disappeared from the material vision and regained her celestial form as Saraswati Devi, the goddess of knowledge. She, however, granted a boon to Sri Bhagavad Pada that she would be immanent at a place where he may invoke her presence. Mandana Mishra gave all his earthly belongings to the needy as the last Vedic ritual which he performed before he took sannyasa at the hands of Sri Jagadguru Shankara Bhagavad Pada. Shankara Bhagavad Padacharya got his second Shishya in Mandana Mishra, who became to be known as Sureshwaracharya. He was followed by many more disciples like Hastamalakacharya, Totakacharya, Chitsukha, Prithvidhara, Chidvilasayati, Bodhendra, Brahmendra, Sadananda, and others who authored their own literature on Shankara and Advaita Vedanta. Next slide, sir. Sureshwaracharya wrote several commentaries and he came to be known as Vartikacharya. Vartika is defined as the work which examines what is said Ukta, what is not said Anukta, and what is not well said Durukta in the original. Ukta Nukta Duruktanam Chinta Yatra Pravartate Tam Grantham Vartikam Prahur Vartikagna. A few of his works are displayed on the screen. Vartikas on Bhagavad Pada's works like Taittiriya and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Bhashyam. Dakshinamurti Stotram is famous as Manasollasa Vartika, Panchikarana Vartika, an analytical picture of the fundamental teachings of Sri Bhagavad Pada, well known as Naishkarmya Siddhi, commentary called Balakrida on the Smriti of Yagnavalkya. Next to Sri Bhagavad Pada, he stands as the foremost author in the field of Advaita. Next slide, sir. Shankara Bhagavad Pada established 4 Vedic Amnaya Pitas at 4 places as shown in the slide for propagation of 4 Vedas. Next slide, sir. Sureshwaracharya. Next slide, sir. Sureshwaracharya was installed as the first Pitadhipati of the Sringeri Mutt on the banks of river Tungabhadra. The Veda allotted was Yajurveda and the Mahavakya is Aham Brahmasmi. Next slide, sir. At Sringeri, he invoked the presence of goddess of knowledge, Sharadamba or Saraswati. With this, we have covered all the 3 topics assigned. Before I conclude, I wish to make 2 points. Next slide, sir. 36th Shankaracharya of Sringeri Mutt, His Holiness Pujya Sri Bharati Tirtha Mahaswamiji is completing 50 years of his sannyasa. Taking sannyasa in itself demands a strong willpower, disciplined lifestyle and gnana-nishtha. That being the case, completing 50 years of that sannyasa ashrama is like conquering the peak of Gauri Shankara. Our Sanatana Dharma has always given utmost importance and reverence to sannyasa. Tyaga, Vairagya, and sannyasa are held in high esteem. Kaivalya Upanishad proclaims, Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyagena ike amrutatva manashuhu parena nakam nihitam guhayam vibhrajate yadyatayo vishanti Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthas Sannyasa Yoga Yataya Shuddha Sattvaha Te Brahmaloke Parantakale Paramruta Parimuchyanti Sarve. I offer my Sashtanga pranams at the lotus feet of this Jagat Guru. Next slide, sir. My dear young friends, you are all learning Nitya Prarthana shlokas from various teachers of Kishora Sudha. You must be wondering why you should learn them. What is the use of learning them? I have gone through the set of shlokas you learn. While most of them are prayers of different deities we worship, others motivate you to divinize your daily routine things you do. For example, shlokas like Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Samudra Vasane Devi, Gange Cha Yamune Chaiva, Annapurne Sadapurne, and the likes conform to the Aneka Rupa Bhakti I explained earlier. When you consider ground you walk, water you take bath, food you eat, the lamp you light are all divine. You don't need to do anything other puja separately. That reminds me of Bhima Bhakti. This story is made popular by late Narayanacharya. Let me share that short story with you. After Mahabharata war, and Pandavas started ruling the kingdom. One evening, Krishna and Yudhishthira were going on a walk when they saw a bullock cart with full of flowers in it. Yudhishthira asked Krishna what it is. Krishna smilingly replied, "Those are the flowers worshipped by you this morning and they are reaching me." The king was very happy that his puja is reaching the Bhagavan Krishna. After they walked some time, they could see a fleet of bullock carts loaded with flowers moving slowly. Yudhishthira asked Krishna, "Who has offered these flowers?" Since Yudhishthira know it are the flowers worshipped by their bhaktas. Krishna's reply was a shocker when he said, "Those flowers are offered by Bhima." Yudhishthira was upset as he had never seen his brother sitting for puja in a day. He did not hide his disappointment with Krishna. Then Krishna clarifies with his beautiful smile, "It is true that Bhima never sat for puja, but what Yudhishthira did not know was whenever Bhima saw beautiful flower he came across in the course of the day, he used to offer it to the Lord with the words Sri Krishnarpanamastu. This is known as Bhima Bhakti, thinking of God every moment of your life. This is what Krishna teaches in Akshara Brahma Yoga of Bhagavad Gita. So, friends, you can't go wrong or do wrong when you are with God, and your life will be nothing but Ananda. Vedanta Bharati has also undertaken a mission to teach Vivekadipini, a bunch of question and answers to all students. I am not sure whether you have learned it or not. If not, it will be definitely taught to you in the due course. It's a set of 37 verses, and none of them is a prayer, but each one is about values and guide to lead life in a righteous way. It is a doctrine for a happy life. Sri Krishna dedicates two chapters, Daivasara Sampad Vibhaga Yoga and Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga in Bhagavad Gita to explain values and right way of life. Our Puja Shankaracharya Swamiji is making tremendous efforts to ensure the hymns composed by Bhagavad Pada Shankara along with Vivekadipini to reach all young minds of society. This is to ensure that children inculcate good conduct and discipline to grow up into good human beings. Yukteswar, the Guru of Paramahamsa Yogananda, has said, "Your renunciation of your family is of no use unless and until you take up the responsibility of a bigger family." And this is exactly what our Swamiji is doing. My Sashtanga pranams at the lotus feet of Pujya Swamiji. Wish you all the best, children. God bless you. Next slide, sir. I conclude my talk with heartfelt gratitude to Vedanta Bharati for giving me this opportunity. Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was indeed a very pleasant talk, giving a lot of information about bhakti, about the background of Kanakadara Stuti, context of young Bala Shankara, how he bestowed goddesses Lakshmi's blessings for wealth, and also about Sureshwaracharya, the context of the debate that happened between Sureshwaracharya and Shankaracharya, where he became a disciple of Shankaracharya. It was very informative session. Thank you. I would now leave the floor open for anybody to ask questions. I would allow you all to unmute yourself and ask anything you want to know from the session, or otherwise we will start with some quiz of to know how attentive you are when the session was happening. Can I request you all to be on camera? Let us see how you are.
Sir, I cannot on my camera. I have an error.
Okay. Who can be on camera? Let them be on camera. Otherwise, that
My
is okay.
camera, sir.
Sir, I can be on camera.
Okay.
Sir, me too.
Wonderful. So what was your learnings or takeaway from the session that we had today? What is a new thing that you learned? A special one which you had not known earlier, and this was the session which gave you that information.
For Sringeri Mutt and Karnataka.
Sringeri Mutt and Karnataka. Okay. What else?
And Bhima used to chant.
Bhima's devotion, Bhima's bhakti. That is also wonderful. What else? We had a lot of good topics which we hadn't covered in the last past few sessions.
The story that the sir said about Adi Shankaracharya or Bala Shankaracharya getting blessings from Lakshmi.
So, to get blessings from Lakshmi, what did Shankara do?
He prayed in some sutra or something.
He sang
What?
21 stanzas.
Wonderful. You remember the numbers. 21 stanzas. What was the name given to that stotras was which he
It
Kanakadhara Stotra.
Kanakadhara
Yeah,
Stuti.
perfect.
Wonderful. Yeah, it was Kanakadhara Stotra which Shankara chanted. Now, even before Kanakadhara Stuti, sir walked us through different forms of bhakti. Do anyone remember what were those forms?
Brahman,
Bhaktis, three different kind of bhaktis he explained.
Yeah, perfect.
Ekarupa, wonderful. Ekarupa
Yes.
was one of them. What are the other two? Other two one.
Aneka.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Ekarupa, Aneka.
Ekarupa and
Aneka. Aneka.
Arupa
Aneka.
Bhakti.
Arupa Bhakti.
Arupa Bhakti.
Since I had asked them to forget it, they forgot.
Yeah. So for Ekarupa Bhakti, what did sir give as an example? How do you relate?
balloons.
Balloons was later part, which came at the last form of bhakti. Now, if you say Ekarupa Bhakti, what should I request people who are not having any questions to be on mute? It disturbs others. Thank you. So, sir explained about Ekarupa Bhakti. What did you understand from that? What did you get by that? So you as part of Nitya Prarthana Shlokas, we have learned shlokas on many deities. What form of bhakti is that? Is it Ekarupa Bhakti or Anekarupa Bhakti or what kind of bhakti is that?
Dolija Kailasam.
No, you had to be clear. We could not get that.
You are praying Krishna.
Kailasam.
Sorry?
Kailasam.
Okay, I could not follow. Sorry.
I think you can go to that slide, sir. They'll be able to prompt it to answer.
One second.
Kailasam.
Let me bring that slide so that you can understand. So
Yes.
now we had so what form
Kailasam.
the Nitya Prarthana Shlokas where we learnt about all the deities, what kind of bhakti is that?
Ekarupa Bhakti.
Ekarupa Bhakti. You had with all your devotion and shraddha and focus, you chanted those shlokas seeking the blessings of each of the deities, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that was Ekarupa Bhakti. Now we went ahead and then learnt about the second form of bhakti. What is that? What was the second form of bhakti? Now I'll definitely unmute everyone. I will not allow anybody to mute yourself. It is really disturbing.
Other way. It is.
You can raise your hands only, then I'll allow you to unmute. So now we learned the second part of bhakti. What bhakti was that?
Aneka.
Ekarupa Bhakti and then Vishwarupa Bhakti.
So now Aneka Rupa Bhakti or Vishwarupa Bhakti. So how will you practice this? We know that there is something called Vishwarupa Bhakti. How do we practice this? Every day we need to practice. So as part of shloka chanting, you do Ekarupa Bhakti. Now how do you practice Vishwarupa Bhakti or Aneka Rupa Bhakti? How do you practice?
And father, mother.
Father, mother, okay. You will treat father, mother as gods, okay. Then gurus.
Yes, gurus.
So what do you? So you learned as part of your Nitya Prarthana Shloka. What was the 18th shloka that you learned? Just before the last one. What was the shloka that you learned? You have a hint on the screen as well.
Annapurna.
Annapurne Sadapurne, right? So you learned that slokas, and when do you chant those slokas?
When you eat food.
Before you
So
start eating.
Food.
correct. When you are having your food, you are praying God as Annapurneshwari, right? So the food that is going inside, let that give me knowledge, let that give me good health, let that give me good character. So that is the prayer that you are doing. So even in the food that you eat, you are seeing a deity there, you are seeing the divinity there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now when you go for a walk, in the evening walk or a morning walk in a park, uh, how do you practice Vishwarupa Bhakti there? What do you see in the park?
You. Um.
Nature.
Nature. So what all things you find in the nature?
Trees.
You find
Trees,
trees, you
flowers.
find flowers. What would have happened if there were no trees at all? Was it possible that
Animals.
We had no oxygen.
we wouldn't have got oxygen? So without oxygen,
There will
were
be no
there,
peace again if there was no trees.
there wouldn't be a life without tree. So is it not that trees are giving us the life? The s- the
Yeah.
the, the plant kingdom is giving us the life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shouldn't we
Yes.
shouldn't we be grateful for them?
We
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
So that is another form. So we identify the divinity or the goddess, the godliness in nature also. So that is another form of offering our devotion to small little things which we come across. So from the screen that you see, what is the other thing that you can relate to and say how you can how you can realize Vishwarupa Bhakti there?
By God.
God say you look at the screen, any images that sir has put up, pick up any image and say how we can
Animals.
Earth.
earth. Okay,
Wow.
why earth?
Animals.
Animals.
Animals and earth. Why you have to tell me why earth?
Waters.
Because if there wasn't any earth, we wouldn't be alive.
We wouldn't have been
What is
alive.
the shloka you learn
Animal.
about the earth?
Animal.
MP sir, what is the
Sir has a
shloka
question.
related to earth? You can ask them.
Yeah, sir has a question. You all have learned a shloka of on Mother Earth, alva? So what is the shloka? Can anybody recall and chant that shloka on Mother Earth?
Samudravasane Devi.
Samudra Vasane Devi. Okay, can you chant that?
Yes, sir. Samudravasane Devi. Parvatastana Vishnupatni Namastubhyam. Padasparsham Shamaswame.
Very
Wonderful,
good, very good.
wonderful. So every other thing, every other element or the things, whether it is living creature or non-living, they all are supporting each other on the for a existence for our existence on this planet or on this universe. So every other thing you have to look with the same devotion. That is what the Vishwarupa Bhakti, the message that Vishwarupa Bhakti gives, isn't it?
Sir.
Sir, you want to add
That
up anything, sir?
long step is
Sir.
waters.
Like my mom says that we eat like vegetarian food is from nature, and people made the non-vegetarian, which the nature didn't want, because animals also have life, and if you kill them, you'll eat the pain, and if you pluck tomatoes or something, if you eat them, they're still alive.
So you are correct. So the plants also have life because they also grow. They also grow from a small plant, a tiny plant, to a long, large one, the tall one, with a small, very, very thin branches to a huge branches to bear the fruits, to give all of us the fruits, right? So even when we pluck, they also have pains. So we should be saying, "Thank you for giving me fruit. Please don't mind, and I'm having your fruit." So that is the what to say, the mind or the intention that we need to have inculcate ourselves. being kind to everyone, including plants, including animals, everyone.
And
Maybe Madam or sir, if you want to add up anything, it's interesting for students to. Yeah. Fine. So we learnt about Vishwarupa Bhakti. Then we
When
had.
you see
Yeah.
God in everything, children, when you see God in everything, you see God in your own friends also. So you don't fight with your friends. Is it not?
yeah,
We don't. We don't.
Good.
Yeah. So that is the whole message. The bhakti or the divinity, you need to see one or common the divinity in everyone. So you have to respect everyone. You have to be caring to everyone, whether it is animals, plants, or things that we use. For everything, you have to be polite and grateful for. So then the other one was Arupa Bhakti. Making you understand what Arupa Bhakti is little difficult. For now, you can just understand what there is one form of Bhakti called Arupa Bhakti. When you grow a little older, you'll also get to understand what Arupa Bhakti is. Fine. So what did we learn after this? After Bhakti, we learned about
Aham
Sureshwara.
Brahmasi.
Aham Brahmasmi is the Goshavakya. We learnt about that. So we also learnt about Sureshwaracharya, correct? So who was Sureshwaracharya? Where did Sureshwaracharya, where did Shankaracharya meet Sureshwaracharya for the first time? Sir mentioned about the town where Sureshwaracharya was there. Anyone remembers?
Kedarnath.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Kedarnath.
No, Sir did not take that name as Kedarnath.
gosh.
No.
Shringeri.
Shringeri is related with Sureshwaracharya, but where was Sureshwaracharya residing?
It starts from the letter M.
Yam.
Yeah, that's a clue.
It was in
Okay,
Magadha Empire.
Magadha Empire. Yeah, Magadha Empire also. Maybe, yeah.
They forgot, I think.
Yeah, Mahishmati.
Mahishmatipura.
Mahishmatipura. That was the place where Sureshwaracharya was residing. And
that is a place in present Bihar area. Mahishmatipura, Magadha Empire.
So there was this discussion between Sureshwar. So what was the name of Sureshwaracharya when he had not taken sannyasa? Earlier to sannyasa, what was his name?
Yes.
Kala. Shankaracharya.
No, you all were not listening. Sir was
Madana Mishra.
Mandana Mishra.
Mandana Mishra was the name of Sureshwaracharya. So there was a debate which happened between Mandana Mishra and Shankaracharya. Isn't it? So you can see on the photograph on the screen. So now there was an adjudicator who was moderating the entire discussion. Who was that? Who was moderating the debate between Shankaracharya and Mandana Mishra? Who was that?
Some lady is sitting in between.
Yes.
Who was that?
His mom.
Usually moms are the one who moderates. In this case, who was that?
Okay, something similar to Bhaya. It has the name.
And
Ubhaya
also,
Bharati.
Yeah.
Ubhaya Bharati.
Wonderful. It was Ubhaya Bharati. Ubhaya Bharati was also incarnation of some deity. The sir mentioned about her. Can you recall what deity, which deity did she represent or form? Huh? Lakshmi was in Kanakadhara Stuti. Now it is a different one.
Goddess Saraswati.
Goddess Saraswati. Wonderful.
Good.
She was Saraswati herself. Then now who was Mandana Mishra? He was also a farm, or he was also an incarnation of a deity. Who was Mandana Mishra?
Sureshwaracharya.
Brahma.
Brahma. Yes, he was incarnation of Brahma. So the discussion happened, the debate happened, and Mandana Mishra finally surrendered for Shankaracharya. The learnings, the teachings of Shankaracharya, he was pleased and he became a disciple of Shankaracharya. So earlier to Shankaracharya, who was Guru of Mandana Mishra? Earlier to Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya only came now. He had a discussion and he made Sureshwara Mandala Mishra as his disciple. Earlier to this, who was his master? Who was Mandala Mishra's master?
Question.
That's a question. Who was?
It is very tough for children to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bhatta.
Kumarila
Bhatta.
Kumaralila Bhatta. He was the guru of Sureshwaracharya. So then, then we had Mandala Mishra, about lot of works about Shankaracharya. For now, you can understand Sureshwaracharya was also known by one of the other name. What was
Vartikacharya.
Vartikacharya. Wonderful. You got to know that. And this you have been listening from the day one about Shankaracharya, where all he established his pitas. Can anybody see the picture and tell what all the 4 pitas which Shankaracharya established?
Kotakacharya, Padacharya, Hastamalakacharya, Sureshwaracharya.
Those are the 4 disciples. But what was the 4 matas that Shankaracharya established?
Sringeri Mat,
Sarva Veda.
Dwarka Sharda Mat,
Govardhan Mat.
Govardhana Mat.
Jyotir Mat,
Jyotir Mat.
Sringeri Mat. Sharada Mat.
So now you all know what are the 4 pitas which Shankaracharya established. Wonderful. Then what did we learn about Sharada Pitam in Sringeri? Then we'll also learn about Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam. What is the special occasion? Why do you think we are having all these sessions? We are having 14 sessions on different topics of gurus. What is the special occasion for this event?
Guru Purnima.
Guru Purnima is one which happened on 21st of July. We celebrated that. We also had annual event. We distributed certificates for who has completed stage 1 and stage 2. It was a wonderful event for all of us to remember. But the series of talks that we are having every Mondays and Thursdays.
50 years.
50 years of what?
Sannyasa.
Sannyasa.
Okay, 50 years of sannyasa. Of whom?
Jagadguru Shri Shri Bharati Tirtha Mahaswami.
Mahasannidhanam.
Mahasannidhanam of which Pitam?
Sringeri.
Sringeri Mat.
Sringeri Sharada Pitam.
Sharada Sringeri Sharada Pitha.
It is Sringeri Mat. Dakshinamnaya. I got it. I got it. Yeah. It is Dakshinamnaya Sharada Pitam, Sringeri Sharada Pitam, right? So the current Pitadishwar is Mahasannidhanam Shri Shri Bharati Tirtha Mahaswamiji. He has his 50th year of sannyasa ashrama. That is the one of the ashrama. He's in this ashrama for last 50 years, blessing us with his work of spreading the knowledge about Shankaracharya Advaita. So in whose lineage does this Pitadishwara come? We have learnt about Guru lineage, Guru Parampara in the second session where Ravi Shankar sir has taken us through Guru Parampara, right? So in Guru lineage, who comes in the first of Sringeri Sharada Pitam? The first guru of the Guru lineage in Sringeri Sharada Pitam. Who was the first guru?
Sadashiva.
Sadashiva is like, that is the main, that is, Sadashiva is the,
Dakshinamurti.
those are definitely the gurus. I'm asking about
Adi Shankara.
Sharada, Sharada Peetam, Shringeri Sharada Peetam.
Sureshwaracharya.
Sureshwaracharya, wonderful. Sureshwaracharya was the first Pitadipati of Dakshinamnaya Shringeri Sharada Peetam. And Mahasannidhanam Bharati Tirtha Mahaswamiji, he is the 36th Guru. Meaning to say, 36 Gurus have presided over the Shringeri Peetam from Sureshwaracharya. Until now, we have 37th Pitadishwara who is residing in Shringeri Sharada Peetam, and we are celebrating 50th year or 50 years of sannyasa ashrama of Bharati Tirtha Mahaswamiji. Isn't it great? One Peetam having 37, 36 gurus and avichinna. It is not, the lineage has never broken any time. So that is the special things that we have to be very proud of and grateful for. Right from Shankaracharya, we have one or the other gurus who have always been there to guide us, show us the right directions for us, for the entire society. So isn't it good or blessed that we have such a guru lineage?
Yes.
Wonderful. So, and now, so Mahaswamiji is the 30th Pitadishwar. Do you know who is under whose guidance is Vedanta Bharati programs running? Vedanta Bharati is conducting Kishore Sudha classes. It is also conducting all these sessions. There should be someone who is guiding Vedanta Bharati, isn't it? There is gurus who are guiding Vedanta Bharati. Do you know who those gurus are? Can you see Guru's photo on the screen?
Sri Shankara Bharati.
Sri Shankara Bharati Mahaswamiji. And who is the other Guruji?
Shri Jagat Guru. Oh no.
You can see on the screen. Brahmananda Bharati.
Brahmananda
Bharati.
Shankara Bharati Mahaswamiji and Brahmananda Bharati Mahaswamiji, under their guidance, Kishore Sudha is one of the initiatives that Vedanta Bharati has picked up for all of you lovely children who are away from India, but still yet connected with our roots of Sanatana Dharma. So it is an initiative from Vedanta Bharati for all of you. And it is under their guidance that this events have been running through. So, and for them, Mahasannidhanam and Sannidhanam are the gurus. So that is the big lineage. Isn't it good to know which lineage we belong to, guru lineage we belong to?
It is good to know.
Yeah, like how we have our father, forefather, grandfather, grandfather. Similarly, we also have this Guru Parampara. It is family parampara is one thing, and another one is Guru Parampara, the knowledge that all the gurus have given us. Isn't it wonderful to know about all of these things?
It is very good to know.
Wonderful.
Yeah. One last question. What is of the series of these lectures? Tell.
Under what title is this all this lecture being organized? Like how we have a name as Kishora Sudha, we have some name given for this series of
Kishora Bharati.
Kishora Bharati.
Kishora Bharati.
Wonderful.
Kishora Bharati.
Kishora Bharati.
It is with the name. Yeah, it is with the name of Kishora Bharati. We have this lectures. So now we learned about Sureshwaracharya, and we also have other three disciples of Shankaracharya. Are you not interested to know about other three disciples also?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have Shankaracharya, Padmapadacharya, Totakacharya. Interested?
Yes.
Interested?
Yeah.
So now, any questions that you have about what we discussed, what Sir taught us today?
No.
Are you all clear then?
Yes, you are clear.
There are two reasons. There will be two
Who was the
possibilities.
guru?
Yeah, I think that was a good session as well as a good revision, isn't it?
Yes.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a good
Sir,
session.
I have a question.
One request. At a time, one can unmute and ask question while other is speaking. Let all others be on mute so that it does not disturb anyone. Yashas, you want to ask question? Then I'll take others' name.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Yes, sir. So the four gurus were for all the four mutts were appointed by Shankaracharya himself.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Very good. The four main Shishyas of Shankaracharya. These four. He had hundreds of disciples, other disciples. I named a few in the presentation. But these four were appointed as the Pitadishvara of the four Amnaya Pitas.
Yes.
Anyone else has any question?
Yeah.
Hi, Ra.
Who was the guru for the gods?
Who was the guru for the gods?
Brahaspati.
If we treat Brahaspati also as a god, then who is his guru?
Jupiter was the god of the gods. I mean, the guru of the gods.
Jupiter is a planet. Yeah, he is. There is somebody who is much more superior than Jupiter.
Who is Adi Guru? Who is known as Adi Guru?
Brahma?
But
Shiva.
Shiva.
what form?
Vishnu. Ishvara.
Form? Yes, he is also Adi Guru. And then what form of Shiva is Adi Guru?
Dakshinamurti.
Yes, exactly.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, children. Thank you for wonderful participation.
Yeah.
Answered beautifully.
Yeah. Anyone has any other question?
No. Dhanyavada.
Yeah, we'll conclude the session with a Shanti Mantra. Before I conclude, it is definitely, we all thank you, sir. It was indeed a wonderful session. Knowing more about Shankaracharya, one of his disciples, Sureshwaracharya, and also about the story of Kanakadara Stuti. We did not, in this discussion session, we did not bring up Kanakadara Stuti, but yeah, it was wonderful to know about Kanakadara Stuti. Thank you for taking your time out and giving us more knowledge about Shankaracharya and Sureshwaracharya. So
thank you for the opportunity. I had to cover a lot of things, but I did not because of paucity of time. There are so many things to tell about Sureshwara, Kanakadara, and also Shankara. And Kumarilapetta stories goes further actually. Why he did demolition and all everything.
Correct.
But lack of time, I just cut it.
I think you had prepared it well, sir. For the children,
yes.
The nuts, what was supposed to be what that they can consume was given the real capsules. That was really wonderful.
Because I had to explain Aham Brahmasmi to a little extent, so I took Arupa Bhakti.
Yeah. So now students will definitely remember, at least I take away three things. One, the forms of Bhakti, and the last one is the Bhima Bhakti or the story. So starting in the beginning was really a very
Bhima Bhakti teaches you a lot. Bhima Bhakti is a great thing. Naranacharya's story it is.
Yeah. So the small little things that we need to be grateful for is the moral that we get from the. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. And thank you all lovely children for being part of it. It is on next Thursday. We'll be knowing more about Shankaracharya and Padmaparacharya. So we'll gather on Thursday. Before that, we'll conclude the class with a Shanti Mantra.
Sir?
Yeah, Karthik.
Sir, when is next class? This Thursday?
This Thursday. Yes, this Thursday. Coming Thursday. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. हरिः ओम तत्सत्. धन्यवादाः. राम राम.
धन्यवादाः. हरि ओम. नमस्ते.
हरि ओम. थैंक यू सर.
शुभरात्रि. ಪುನರ್ಮಿಲಾಮ್.
ಪುನರ್ಮಿಲಾಮ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹರಿ ಓಂ ಸರ್.
Thank you. Thank you.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ.